The pilot run of pediatric vaccinations begins today. The World Health Organization is now recommending booster shots for selected individuals. A magnitude of 4.2 earthquake rocked parts of Bicol last night. Senator Ping Lacson and Vice President Leni Robredo speak up on the supposed failed unification talks. And cinemas and other recreation centers gear up for Metro Manila's shift to Alert Level 3 starting tomorrow. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your day. I'm Riza Diaz. Pediatric vaccinations for COVID-19 are set to start today. But despite the assurance of the government, some parents are still hesitant to let their child receive the COVID shots. Greg Gregorio with a story.
Preparations are in full swing for the day one of COVID-19 vaccination for minors with comorbidities. Eligible vaccinees from the 12 to 17 age group include those with medical complexity, genetic conditions, neurologic conditions, obesity, TB, respiratory disease, and others. Some parents are supportive of the vaccine rollout for the younger population, but others are still hesitant.
Dapat po talaga, mayroon na rin silang mga vaccine. Maybe in the future, the next year, or papasok sa eskwelahan, siyempre marami sila nakahalubilo mga tao or mga bata. Protektado dapat ang mga bata.
Kasi nakakatakot baka mamaya hindi kayanin ng bata. Diba? Kaya hindi rin pwede basta-basta magdidesisyon. Ayaw ko pa.
Authorities have assured parents that measures are in place to immediately attend to any rare adverse reactions on their children. So far, only Pfizer and Moderna's COVID-19 vaccines may be used on the age group in the Philippines.
Kaya nga ginawa natin in a hospital setting muna. Itong pilot. Kasi if and when may mangyari, no, na ayaw natin, sana wala. At least ready na, no, nasa hospital na sila.
8 hospitals have been identified as inoculation sites for the pilot run of the pediatric vaccinations. A simulation exercise has been conducted at the Philippine General Hospital and National Children's Hospital. Other hospitals in the list have been checked as well. Makati Medical Center will use the same vaccination site that they used for the initial rollout of Pfizer jabs. Each hospital received 1,170 doses of Pfizer jabs for the pilot run. During the first week, recipients will be the pediatric patients of the identified hospitals, while in the second week, the implementation will be expanded to other adolescents from various cities. There are 1.4 million individuals aged 12 to 17 in Metro Manila alone. Some 144,131 of them have comorbidities. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
The World Health Organization is now recommending the use of booster shots for select members of the population. WHO representative to the Philippines, Rabindra Abinsinghe, said that booster shots may still or may be given to COVID vaccinees provided that they are senior citizens or comorbids who have received Sinovac or Sinopharm jabs. Abinsinghe adds the third dose may be given to such individuals if 3 months have already passed since they got their second dose.
Recommendation now is that in addition to immunocompromised individuals, that we include all individuals who have received primary vaccination course of 2 doses with Sinovac or Sinopharm to receive a third dose, provided it's more than 3 months since the completion of their first 2 doses. So that's the position now. We will be waiting for a decision of the national authorities, but this is the WHO position.
The World Health Organization has also given its thumbs up for the capital's looser restrictions, citing its high vaccination coverage. Maricel Halili with the details.
Metro Manila would see more businesses reopen starting October 16. That's after the Interagency Task Force placed the region under Alert Level 3. Among them are cinemas, which suffered about 21 billion pesos in losses since shutting down at the onset of the pandemic. Theme parks, swimming pools, libraries, museums, and other tourist attractions, as well as venues for weddings, parties, and debuts, will also be allowed. Indoor accommodation should only be up to 30% and only for fully vaccinated individuals. Outdoors may open up to half of its capacity and may cater to the unvaccinated. The reopening of cinemas did not sit well with Tony Leachon, former advisor of the National Task Force against COVID-19. Leachon says indoor venues like theaters involve being near crowds. They are also poorly ventilated, putting people at high risk for COVID. Maricar Limpin of the Philippine College of Physicians also warns that hospitals remain full up to this day.
Mas maraming tao ang lalabas, therefore mas malaki ang chance na mas marami na naman ang mag-positive for COVID-19.
But the palace thinks otherwise.
Hindi po kami matatakot sa kahit anong rekomendasyon ni Dr. Liachon. Una-una, ito po ay para sa mga bakunado lamang. Pangalawa po, 30% seating capacity, wala po yung magkakatabi. Tapos number 3, meron pang guidelines na inisyu po ang ating DOH na kinakailangan may ventilation, may use of air purifier system.
The Octa Research Group's recent findings show that COVID cases in the last 7 days have dropped by 30%. If this continues, NTF advisor Ted Herbosa believes an alert level 2 is in the offing.
The usual period is 2 weeks, right? So after October 31 or before October 31, we will get to see how the release of restrictions will affect the number of cases.
The once reluctant World Health Organization is now backing Metro Manila's gradual reopening, citing its high vaccination coverage.
We believe that we need to adjust and calibrate the restrictions. And that's why WHO took up the position that we support the granular lockdowns, we support the easing of restrictions.
To date, only Metro Manila is using the experimental alert level system. The IATF has yet to decide if it can be implemented outside the capital. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
NTF Special Advisor Ted Herbosa backed the IATF decision to allow movie houses to reopen. Herbosa admitted that watching movies at movie theaters is a high-risk activity, but he also said there are safety standards that can be imposed to minimize the risk. Those include strict wearing of face masks, maintaining a 1-meter distance between patrons, use of air purifiers, and proper ventilation. Herbosa pointed out that movie houses are being reopened not for the sake of their owners.
Why are the movie houses being opened? Hindi para kumita yung movie houses, yung gumagawa ng film, yung madaming nawalan ng trabaho for 2 years na hindi mga cameraman, na crew ng movie production outfit, they're the ones that lost jobs. Wala silang income, walang project, wala silang income. So by opening the theaters, we will pump prime the economy ng movie industry.
Malacanang also defended the IATF decision to ease quarantine measures in Metro Manila. This after Dr. Maricar Limpin of the Philippine College of Physicians expressed disagreement with the decision, pointing out that hospitals are still overwhelmed.
Nako, ewan ko po kung saan niya kinuha ang datos niya. Pero ang datos po namin ay napakaganda po ng ating healthcare utilization rate ngayon. No? Kinakailangan po kung maaalagaan naman natin ang mga seryosong magkakasakit, bigyan po natin ng hanap buhay ang ating mga kababayan. Huwag po tayong lockdown ng lockdown. Kasi nga po, wala pong tamad ng Pilipino. Gusto lang nilang pagkakataon makapaghanap buhay.
The Labor Department is also satisfied with the IATF decision, saying it bodes well for the livelihood of many residents.
Nung niluwagan ng ating alert level at dinagdagan pa nila, merong silang safety seal, madagdagan yung capacity from 20% to another 20%. This will revive our economy. Gaganda ng konti ang negosyo. Pag gumanda ang negosyo, gaganda ang employment opportunities.
Now, in other news, a 4.2 magnitude earthquake jolted parts of Bicol last night. The epicenter of the tectonic earthquake was logged at Canaman, Camarines Sur. FIVOX recorded the seismic activity about 8 minutes past 10 p.m. on Thursday. It is also expecting damage from this recent earthquake, but the agency is not anticipating any aftershocks at this time. Up to intensity 6 was felt in Pili, Camarines Sur, intensity 5 in Sipocot, Camarines Sur, intensity 3 in Iriga City, and up to intensity 2 was also felt in Legazpi City, Albay. Intensity 1 in Mercedes, Camarines Norte. Hopes for successful unity talks are now starting to trickle out, but opposition leaders are still hopeful for unity, even if only at the senatorial level. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez gives us a front seat to the story.
Now it can be told, unity talks among the opposition failed because no one wanted to back down.
I felt that hindi naman talaga unification ang intention o yung objective.
Presidential candidate Senator Ping Lacson detailed how a second meeting between Vice President Leni Robredo and Senator Franklin Drilon left him feeling insulted. Apparently, Drilon had been suggesting that Robredo and Soto team up and implying that Lacson should withdraw. That meeting took place on October 2, 2 days into the filing of certificates of candidacy.
Tinuro niya si Vice President Leni saka si Senate President Tito Soto na sila yung magka-tandem, telling me in my face to withdraw and mag-create ng bagong tandem. When I was told that, I felt insulted,
Prior to that, Robredo also held separate talks with Manila Mayor Isko Moreno and Senator Manny Pacquiao in the hopes of uniting all the non-administration candidates. But Moreno's camp likewise says they couldn't agree on certain issues and felt betrayed when Robredo announced her own candidacy.
Ang feeling ni Isko was it was a sense of betrayal Kasi all the time, we were made to believe that the Vice President was being an honest broker towards unification or towards uniting the disparate groups.
So now, opposition leaders are hoping unity will at least happen on the senatorial level.
We are very hopeful that unity is still possible, maybe not among the presidential contenders, but definitely among many different kinds of people from different political affiliation.
The Robredo camp has been negotiating talks with former Bayan Muna Representative Nery Colmenares and Federation of Free Workers President Sonny Madula to be included in their senatorial slate. Other names have yet to be released. Meanwhile, Senator Ping Lacson says they're endorsing 14 senatorial candidates instead of the usual 12. He also says he supports a proposal to ban candidate substitutions unless it's due to death. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez, We Are One News.
Vice President Leni Robredo is still hopeful that unity is possible. That's despite failing to find another unifying presidential candidate for their side. Now, during the Rotary Club of Manila Forum, Robredo revealed that she has been in talks with other parties since August in an attempt to unite the opposition. However, the vice president acknowledged that there is a limit to what they can unify behind.
My decision to run as an independent was really to send a very important message that we are open to those who want to join our cause, to share our vision of better governance for the country. I have not given up on unifying our people. And we have seen from the response after the announcement and after the filing that we have been getting support from people who belong to different parties or people who were apolitical at first, are now volunteering to help join our cause. So we are very hopeful that unity is still possible, maybe not among the presidential contenders, but definitely among many different kinds of people from different political affiliations.
Now, here are the stories to watch out for later today. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno and his running mate, Willie Ong, will be visiting Batangas today. Businesses and consumers prepare for Metro Manila's shift to Alert Level 3. And we'll give you the latest on the pilot run of pediatric vaccinations. And that is how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later again at 10 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on a Signal Play app. Register for a free account now, www.signalplay.com, and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.